What's going on, guys? I don't know why I started the damn video like that, but we have more Jerome news. Let's go ahead and get serious, because, you know, Face is serious right now. Let's go ahead and talk about the Jerome news. A lot of you guys were tweeting me, and I took a little break from Jerome videos because there wasn't really much news out there, but they have finally released the synopsis for episode 13, and it is quite interesting because it might put some roadblocks in our theories. So, let's go ahead and read it. My internet on my computer is being pretty stupid, so I'm gonna read it from my phone, okay? The synopsis says, on the run from Gordon and Bullock, Dwight, guest star David Duchovny, tries to revive Jerome, guest star Cameron Monaghan, and in turn activates his acolytes around Gotham City. Meanwhile, Selena's mom, guest star Ivana, intentions in Gotham are revealed, and the power play between Penguin and Enigma escalates as Barbara's plans are set in place in the all-new Mad City Smile Like You Mean It episode of Gotham. Okay, that is probably the new way I'm going to read names that I cannot pronounce, but anyways, okay, so from that, we hear that Dwight is on the run and is still trying to revive Jerome. So that means Jerome is going to be dead on episode 12. And he's gonna be dead on episode 13. So more than likely, Homeboy is getting revived at the end of 13 or on episode 14. The beginning of the synopsis said that Dwight is on the run from Gordon and Bullock. So, it is very possible now that this photo right here that we thought could have possibly been Jerome waking up from the GCPD and taking off and running somebody over. More than likely, this is now Dwight possibly stealing Jerome from the GCPD and taking off in a cop car, and that is why Gordon and Bullock are searching for him because, well, obviously he just stole a freaking body from the GCPD. So, more than likely, our theory is changing a little bit now, and it is more than likely Dwight in this car. The funny thing about this whole thing is it still doesn't, we have no leads on why the fuck Jerome's face gets cut off. Like, there's nothing. Why would his face get cut off, okay? So, like, it seems like this Jerome person, or this fanatic, which is gonna be Dwight, is going to be, like, the big person that is going to be, you know, helping Jerome, help Jerome become, like, come back to life. And he's more than likely going to be the main person for these 3 episodes before Jerome comes back. He will probably help Jerome get his face back as well, because for some freaking reason, Jerome's face is gone. And that, we have no clues about that. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. And if this guy Dwight is going through so much trouble to get Jerome revived, he's more than likely not wanting to take his face. But I don't know, man. It is just really, really confusing on why Jerome's face is going to be cut off and what they're going to do with that. Because when you really think about it, Jerome, I should say Cameron Monaghan posted the photo of Jerome on the table, you know, with his face cut off. So that means whatever, either when we see Jerome for the very first time, he won't have a face. Like, that is the thing that could be possible. Like, that we actually, the very first time we see Jerome, he doesn't have a face. That means somebody else stole his face prior to this whole episode, which is very possible. And I'm kind of starting to lean more towards that when we actually see Jerome's body for the first time, he won't have a face at all, and maybe the acolytes actually want to go ahead and bring him back, which is Dwight's group of people. They're calling themselves the acolytes, or maybe that's just a term they're using right now. Yeah, so it's very possible that we are actually going to see Jerome without his face at the start of this episode, and then maybe they're going to revive him, and Dwight's gonna be like, I know where to get your face, or something like that. But it's just very real. It wouldn't make, I don't know how you swing or make sense of his face getting cut off, then him going to the GCPD, then what's his name stealing his body, and all of this stuff happening while he has no face. Like, it's just very, I don't see how they're going to make sense of that. Okay, I want to go ahead and stop everything I'm saying right now. Let's just go ahead and not focus on Jerome, because I'm getting a little mind, like, scattered everywhere, and let's just talk about Dwight, because I think Dwight is going to pay a bigger, I can't even talk right now, a bigger role than we actually think in this whole episode. And the reason why I say this is I want to go ahead and look at his Instagram photos. One of you viewers has let me know in messages on Instagram, because I haven't been paying attention too much to this stuff. Like I said, I was taking a break from it, but they sent me a bunch of photos that the Dwight actor has actually been posting on his Instagram, and I started reading the captions, and I was like, some of this is pretty interesting, and not to the point that like, oh my god, this is what like he's gonna do at Jerome, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about these photos. And what did I say, do to Jerome? Like, I don't think it so much has something to do with Jerome. What I mean is there might be a little bit more telling and a little bit more future stuff that could possibly be coming out of these photos that I kind of want to talk about. So let's go ahead and go through those photos right now. So this photo we've already seen, it's just the mask, you know, with his script or whatever, and it just says smile. He could be wearing this mask on the Smile Like You Mean It. A lot of you guys mentioned that maybe this mask is what Jerome's gonna wear when they bring him back if he doesn't have his face. That could be something, but that leads me to this next photo, which seems to be him actually wearing the mask, and it just captions no joke. Maybe that's a reference to the Joker, or, you know, just something that is going to be building to the Joker with this photo. And the reason why I know it's him, and it looks like if you really look at his hands, they're kind of like bloody-ish and stuff, or he just might be using a filter, but they look kind of dirty. But if you were to go look at some of his other photos on his actual like page or in his Instagram photos, he's wearing that same jacket in other photos. So that's why I kind of know it's him. It's not somebody else just plain like wearing the mask. We can see right here that it seems like this photo looks like he gets really dusty or something with all of this stuff. So it's very possible that, you know, he's gonna get into a little bit of dirtiness with this mask for some reason, but we'll see. Now in this photo we see David. I'm just gonna call him Dwight because that's who he's gonna be on the show, but you know, David is outside here of Arkham Asylum. Now, what does this mean? Was this guy maybe a patient at Arkham before? This person that is a fanatic of Jerome? Maybe he met Jerome for the first time in Arkham Asylum. That could be the reason why he's such a fanatic, because maybe, you know, Jerome, or the Joker, plays on mentally ill people, so that could be part of the mythos of the Joker, of how he controls people. He just makes them think a certain way, and everybody wants to follow him, and that's exactly what Joker does in comics and movies and everything. So maybe Dwight is somebody from Arkham Asylum, which I mentioned that Gotham might be playing on the whole Dark Knight movie a little bit, because we do know that this actor in that movie was a patient from Arkham who worked with the Joker. So it's kind of like a nice little Easter egg that they're doing there. Like I said, this could be something else. We don't really know. He could just be taking a photo outside of the Arkham building, but it's possible that maybe he's a patient at Arkham Asylum because of the caption that says Stomping Grounds. Now, this last photo is the one that intrigues me the most. I don't really care about those other ones, but I mean, the one previously, this kind of makes sense, and this adds a little bit more to it. Now, this photo is a photo of a girl right behind a big photo of a clown. Now, this is so interesting to me, because what if, like, okay, let's just read the caption. It says, "The nurse who loved me." It has the girl who I'm assuming is a girl. If you click on the actual hashtag, it takes you to the girl that looks very similar to the one in the photo. Then it says failure branding or whatever. I don't know what the hell that is. And "I'm taking her home with me, all dressed in white." We see a nurse all dressed in white. Now, this is so interesting to me, because what if this is our Harley Quinn? We know that Gotham has said that we eventually are going to get a proto Harley Quinn, and this guy is saying, "I'm taking her home with me, all dressed in white." Now, I'm going to get to that in a little bit, but we do see from this photo, we see a lady who seems to be in a nurse outfit. She does seem pretty young, could be our Harley Quinn. And we do see that there is a Joker kind of clown behind her in the background. Now, this is pretty interesting, because if you actually click on the person that is tagged in this, they seem to be an artist, or they seem to connect to an artist page, and I believe she does like a lot of murals and stuff, so it's very possible that they're just giving her a cameo in this episode, because I can't see if she's an actress. It doesn't say that she's an actress or anything of that line. It just has, like, you know, if you go to her page, it's private, so it goes to like an art page. And I looked at some of the pages on the art pages, and she's in there, so I think she's an artist. Maybe she's the one that painted this actual clown, and they're just giving her a spot on the show. I don't really know. It's very possible that she could also be an actress on top of being an artist, because, well, they kind of go hand in hand. But my thing is, it's very possible to be Harley. This could maybe be our Harley Quinn. And I want to go ahead and just tell you why, okay? So that caption is very, very important. And this is why I want to tell you that, is because The Nurse Who I Loved is a song title. That is right. And the I'm Taking Her Home With Me, all dressed in white, is song lyrics from that freaking song. And the artist of said song is A Perfect Circle. And I know this because I used to listen to them all the freaking time. And I love that damn song. So when I read this freaking caption, I was like, that's a fucking Perfect Circle song. Oh, but it gets even juicier, guys, here on the Juice from the Box channel, because I'm gonna read you the freaking lyrics from that song, because, oh, I can't play the song because I don't want to get this damn video copyright striked or whatever, or, you know, I don't want them to take everything off of this video because I don't own the rights to that song. But you can go listen to it for yourself, but I'm gonna read you the lyrics right now. Trust me, listen to the song, because I'm not gonna do any justice to the song. I'm just gonna read the lyrics, but man, it's a really good song. Okay, so here's some lyrics. Say hello to the shrinking in your head. You can't see it, but you know it's there, so you don't neglect it. I'm taking her home with me, all dressed in white. She's got everything I need, pharmacy keys. She's fallen hard for me. I can see it in her eyes. She acts just like a nurse with all the other guys. Man, that does, oh my god, does that sound like, that sounds very familiar to me. Does it not sound very familiar to you guys? Because I remember when a little person named Harley Quinn did the same damn thing for a patient named Joker. She's got everything I need, pharmacy keys. Harley Quinn was the one that broke the Joker out of Arkham Asylum. She's fallen hard for me. I can see it in her eyes. What did Harley Quinn is like the most loyal person ever to the Joker. Not in the comics anymore, but when she was in Mad Love with freaking the Joker, he could do anything to her and she would still love him. Boom, she's fallen hard for me. I'm taking her home with me. Freaking Joker took home Harley Quinn and they were a couple together and they caused crime together. Is it possible that this girl is going to be our Harley Quinn? Now, I don't think it's going to happen exactly that way. We'll say this next stuff I'm about to talk about does come from the person that messaged me this photos, because they do have some very similar ideas. When I started actually looking into a lot of this stuff for the song lyrics and whatnot, I was like, oh shit. So, this person was talking about, their idea is that maybe that Dwight was actually a patient at Arkham, and that they were saying that, brain farting all over the place because I'm trying to think of everything else, but Dwight's a patient at Arkham. She believes that maybe this nurse was like, maybe fell in love with Dwight or something like that. And she knew how to go down to Indian Hill to actually get out Jerome. Maybe she worked inside Indian Hill and she was able to see Jerome and talk to Dwight, or blah, 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 blah. So that was basically it, and maybe she helped, you know, Dwight get out somehow, or helped him get Jerome's body out. So I really like that theory. And I kind of want to add on to it. So let's just assume that that is it, all right? So maybe Dwight was in Arkham Asylum, and then, so let's go ahead and roll with that theory a little bit. So maybe Dwight was in Arkham Asylum, this nurse has fallen for him or whatever, and just wants to help him out. She's becoming part of the acolyte thing. Or maybe, I want to say maybe she also knew Jerome, and maybe she was falling in love with Jerome, and she was just like, oh yeah, I'll help you get Jerome, I know where he is, like, help me get him out, and blah, blah. So maybe she actually enjoys Jerome and not so much Dwight, and Dwight's just kind of passing it off. Or it is very possible that she does love Dwight, but when she actually sees Jerome, maybe she's going to fall in love with Jerome, and that becomes a whole Harley Quinn story. It's a little different. She's a nurse, maybe not so much a psychiatrist. So it is very possible that that's what happens. But I kind of like that theory, because it could be that, you know, the Indian Hill stuff would work. And I've talked about how everything, you know, if it would be stupid for them not to connect Indian Hill to Jerome, because they teased him so much in season 2, and it's just like, come on, man, y'all are really gonna do that? Like, you can't tease something and then just totally change it. So I kind of like this idea of where this person is going with this. There are some things that I would change about it. Like I said, I don't think, if that is going to be a Harley Quinn character, that's what I'm thinking. They didn't mention anything about Harley Quinn. They just mentioned, you know, this person possibly being you know, they use the word cahoots with Dwight, and that's very possible. It is very possible, and it would make sense with the Indian Hill thing, so I kind of like that. But I like the idea of her possibly being Harley Quinn, but I don't know if this person is an actress or anything like that, because I didn't find anything on her Instagram page. But it's very possible. We'll find out when the whole thing comes out about everything. I don't know. I don't see her on the IMDb stuff, but maybe she's there and I didn't look hard enough. But it would be pretty crazy, guys. I know, man, I keep using that word, but over and over, but I don't care, because I kind of like that. I mean, it would be so awesome if they actually used a song and connected that to the possible person being Harley Quinn, that Jerome will eventually turn into Harley Quinn. That would be awesome. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. We're going to find out in less than a week. So that's where I'm going to leave this, okay? I just wanted to bring this up, talk about the synopsis, talk about some of your guys' theories that you have about this. If you have more theories, possibly, of this girl being Harley Quinn, let's go ahead and talk about them in the comment sections down below. But that's going to be probably the last Jerome video until we finally Gotham comes back, guys. So, which is days from now. Like what? Like 4 days, 5 days from now. So we will finally get our answers pretty soon, but let's go ahead and keep talking about it in the comment sections down below. Guys and gals, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with all your Jerome buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something about my daily dose of juice. See you guys next time. Bye!